Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little bit of this and that. I'm your host, Aaron, and I'm joined by my friend, Corey.
Hi.
And today we're going to start off talking about All Stars because now we're really excited to talk about it. So we're just going to jump right into it. So, Corey,
Awesome.
what you got to say?
Uh, I mean, this season, I guess there was room for everybody. That's how I kind of went into it.
Mhm.
There's a lot of opinions about All Stars. I will say, I think we are at a point where it's not really about All Stars, but more about fan favorites coming back. Like, do you agree with that?
Okay, I would agree with that.
Okay.
Because at this point, we're getting an All Stars every time we turn around. It's no longer that we
Right.
wait here and there, which,
It's like back to back.
yes.
Like,
And I'm like, it's like a double-edged sword. I love it, but then I'm like, do we need a break? Do we need a breather?
right.
They'll bring on someone I love. I'm like, nope, I didn't need a break. But I look at
Right.
All Stars as I don't look as like who's going to win because I normally love them all. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, I can't pick a favorite. I'm very Switzerland. I can't pick one that I just love.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very diplomatic answer, I have to say. I guess I'm the villain. I'm going to be the villain, I guess. And I'm just going to say like it is.
Every show needs a villain. We always need a villain.
Ready for it. No, this season's really good. There's a lot of weird like edits this season. Like Pandora's edit has been like weird, and I don't get the whole she's quiet, and I get that, but like this edit has been she's better than that. Like, and I just don't understand. Like, do you feel like that?
Yeah, I do too. But I also kind of think, do you think she's nervous? Like her All Stars one return was very. People were like, really, you didn't give it a chance. She just was
Right.
defeated right off the bat. But I don't. I
Right.
understand. I would have been the same way because Mimi, I'm first. Her
Yeah.
reputation was not very good. Not really good at that point.
Yeah.
Still, when Pandora came on that first time, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, because I'm a big Pandora box fan.
Yeah.
Then
Same.
she was paired with Mimi on first. I'm like, well, I know who's going home first.
Womp. Yeah, it was just so unfair. And like that's why I was excited for her for this season.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's gonna get this whole like redemption thing. And I just feel like this safe storyline has been like weird.
Mhm.
And I can kind of say the same thing about Eureka's storyline. It's very like I thought she was gonna come in, like she was gonna be the top, like da 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 da. And now I'm just like, what is going on? Like you're on HBO, you have your own show, like you're up there on like who's doing so well in the world. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird this season.
Do you think it could be because everyone on there has a big personality? Like it's going to be hard to stand out from
Yeah.
Ginger Minge, Eureka,
Yeah.
Raja. Trinity has come back and just like boom. Like I'm so proud.
I'm so happy for her. Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
because season 6, I was just like, okay, I was ready to send her home too because I was just like,
Agreed. Yeah.
I can't do it. Just whatever.
Yeah. No, I
But
totally
this season,
agree.
she's like, I'm Beyonce, bitch. You know?
No, and literally she was Beyonce. Like that was a great moment for her. I thought that she did better than Jan. But Jan's story for that episode was she needed to win, which they've done before. They did that with Valentina in her All-Star season where she needed to lip sync, she needed to have her moment. But I was like, for this one, it kind of was like forced because Jan was kind of being safe too. So like, I felt like that was maybe I'm like reading too much into it, but like, I don't know.
I'm the
like,
same way.
How do you feel about Jan?
I like Jan. I think part of her personality is the 110%.
Yeah. It's always like, let's go.
Yeah. You almost sound like her there.
I did, right? Oh my God, yeah. My theater.
I just don't feel like she can turn it down. I feel like she is the Rachel Berry of RuPaul's Drag Race.
100%. And Rue doesn't like that. Rue's definitely not about it. It doesn't entertain Rue at all. So I feel like it was weird for Jen to come back, but I feel like you can't turn down All Stars because you never know. They might not ask you again. So I don't know. And then this game within a game. Where's the game?
Oh,
We're on
I'm
episode
so
9.
close to the point where I'm just like, do I even care that there's a game within a game? Like, are we extending the season and then there's going to be like another game, or surely not? But I just, my mind just
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? It's just like, oh yeah, we're doing another season.
Yeah, it's like,
no.
Oh, okay, so y'all made it to the top 4. We're gonna go do a few episodes where we try to give the other girls a chance now, and then we'll come back so someone else could steal the crown.
Oh my God. I had a really great idea for this game within a game. I really thought that they should have brought back all the queens and they should have all competed in Snatch Game, and whoever really like nailed it should be able to come back. Because then you kind of get everyone's Snatch Game thing that they were going to do. And I'm sure it would have been some producer's type of favorite one coming back, but still, like, I want Scarlett to come back. I don't know. I think she was robbed. I do.
I enjoyed Scarlett more this season than I did on her season. I don't know what it was.
I don't know what her edit was in her season. I liked Scarlett. Apparently the other queens didn't get along with Scarlett and there was a personality thing.
She has beautiful
hair. I liked her.
Beautiful.
Her face. Her face is so gorgeous.
It's kind of like the Milk. You know, I don't know how she doesn't have a modeling contract at this point.
I know. She should.
So the one I'm really loving is, and I wasn't sure I would, Kylie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Season 2, I was like, meh.
It was a different time.
Yeah. But this Kylie, I'm like, and then when she did Dirty, I was like, "Who girl, get it?" I was like,
yeah. I agree.
I just loved it.
I agree, and I feel like she's definitely going to be like top 3. I definitely kind of feel that. I don't know if she'll win, but I think that she'll be in the top, and she should.
I'm almost thinking it may come down to Trinity and Ginger. I don't know why those two, but they've done remarkably well.
You know, Raja's been really good though too.
Oh yeah, you know Bob the drag queen does a great Raja impression. He was on Race Chaser and he was doing her voice. I was like, oh my God, you sound just like her. I loved it.
I love Bob.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a tough. Anyone could make it in the top 3 at this point. So I'm kind of like, I really want to see who and what the final challenge is. Like, I really feel like it's the direction it's going to go is maybe Ginger or Eureka. Like, I just feel like I know Eureka's been kind of safe, but she's always come back. She's always like, even in her season with her knee, and then she came back and she was in the top and now she's back again. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel, I think she's great. I think she's a great drag queen. I just don't like this edit that she got this season. It's weird. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, she doesn't seem as Eureka-ish.
Agreed.
She seems like, we turned down the knob and volume on her. And I was like,
yes.
Up your game.
Bring it. Yeah, bring it. Yeah. Agreed.
Now, her Snatch Game I thought Divine was a perfect choice for her.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect. And I could see why Pandora had trouble next to her. Because it is such a, Divine is just very out there.
Yeah.
We'll say whatever. And as Kim Cattrall, I feel like that would be hard to bounce off of that. So I did feel bad for Pandora.
Pandora's choice for Kim Cattrall was, it just like wasn't it. It just wasn't it. I wasn't
feeling it.
I wasn't either. And I felt bad. I was like, ugh, like, I guess you're going home because like, this is not it.
No, I was sad, like I knew her and Trinity, we just kind of knew it.
Yeah, Trinity's also, Whitney Houston was rough.
It's a little easier to decide who's going to be in the bottom that week because they're all so talented. They're also professional that you're like, okay, I can tell it's Pandora.
Agreed.
I knew Kylie or Ginger was going to win. I was really kind of hoping Kylie was going to win because I just love
Me too.
I love Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
She has a song, "Do It Like Dally," that just came out not too long
I
ago.
know. Oh
I
my God, it
loved
was so
it.
good.
I was
It's
like,
so good.
download.
She's really using this like platform and like as she should, because she's so talented. And I was so excited to see her this season. I'm like, she's gonna go far. Like, she's incredible. Just, I'm such a fan. The only problem that I had with the Dolly impression was she was not as bubbly. Like, Dolly Parton is so bubbly,
Yeah.
and it's always like she's laughing. You think of like 9 to 5, you think of like her music. I feel like Kylie, I like literally forgot her name. Kylie was thinking about every answer like as it went to her. So she had it like there, but it nailed. Like every time she did nail it. Like it was like, oh my God, I love it, I love it, I love it. But Ginger was just like that. I'm familiar with like Phyllis Diller, so I'm like, it was there. Like it was it.
See, I'm not really familiar with Phyllis Diller. So I know of her. I know a
the
little
comedy.
Bit,
yeah.
I was like,
it was there.
You won. Like I knew from that.
I know.
Like, there's no way you didn't win this challenge.
Yeah, no. Do you like Ginger's lip syncs?
I love the phone one from the Lizzo.
Yes.
I never heard that song. I love Lizzo, but I hadn't heard that song.
And
after I heard it, I was like, download. I'll play it in the
car. Yeah.
And when I'm playing it, I'll look over at John. I'll just be like, where the hell's my phone? Like, I'm doing my own little Ginger Minge lip sync in the car because that's just who I am. So,
yeah.
But this last lip sync, what'd she do? Clearly, see, I don't remember it.
She was dressed kind of like Dolly Parton. So I was kind of like, are they doing like 9 to 5? I was like, but it wasn't that. I don't remember what the song was. And who is the lip sync assassin?
Oh my goodness.
It was Heidi and Heidi.
That was our Heidi in Closet. Heidi in Closet. I love me some.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't a good lip sync. Like, her thing like fell off.
To me, the best lip syncs this season has been Kylie with Dirty and Ginger Minge with Phone have been my favorite too.
Yes. And also Laganja. That lip sync.
I forgot all about Laganja. Oh my God.
That lip sync.
I'll be honest. Did not like Laganja in season 6. Just
sure.
And maybe it's because she was trying to stand out so much.
Sure.
You also had all the other cast kind of down.
It was a big season. Yeah.
So maybe it was just the way they did the production, everything, where it's just like,
right.
And plus, I got tired of that. All the jokes she'd all. I'm like, okay, girl.
Right. The extraness. Being extra.
She was like Jan a little bit.
I was just thinking that, like, that edit of, like, you're not being yourself, and it almost Jan's doing the same thing where Jan's like, that's who I am. But I think there's a difference between, like, who you are, like, in real life and your drag persona, and I think sometimes it mixes. And I think Laganja was giving herself, but also you're on a reality show, so you need to be extra. You want to stay, you want drama. And I think it got in her head maybe that she was like, I need to be this. But that lip sync when she came back this All-Star season, like, I'm assuming she's doing All-Stars then. Like, is she coming back? Because that was insane. Like, insane. It was so good.
And I actually like her more now.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, sure.
I don't know. She's grown on me a little bit. But that lip sync, like, girl can dance. Which, I mean,
she's a professional.
She works with Lissa Edwards and all of them. So, of course, they can dance. But on her season, when she would actually not act as just, I enjoyed her.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
But when she went too far, and then Bianca would be like, da 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 da. I was
It was such a full season of big characters and like well-knowns. So like, I think she was definitely like out of her element. And then she also had drama with like Adore Delano, and then they brought that up in the reunion, which was like weird and like. It was weird.
I mean, that's one of my favorite seasons.
Me too. It's a great season.
Adora is just so charming. When the camera,
I love Adora.
She steals it just I mean, because she could have been eliminated that first episode based on her dress alone, but
Yeah.
just her personality, I love it.
Yeah, she's really likable.
So, and that's how I feel like Kylie has like her season, she wasn't as likable.
Right.
Or
Right.
she wasn't
Right.
there long either. She wasn't, it's hard to like someone who's
True.
there 2 episodes. But this season, I'm just like, I can't get enough.
Agreed. No, I completely agree. And that's the good thing about this season. You're really seeing like everyone kind of like go above and beyond. So it's like, oh, it's really cool to kind of see them now. And like you're interacting with different genres of drag. So it's totally, yeah, it could be really anyone's game, to be honest. I would love to see Kylie win. I think she deserves it. I think she's done really well. She's a well-known kind of queen, like, you know, all that. But I do feel like it's probably going to go to like Ginger. I can see that. I like Ginger. She's a little too theater sometimes for me. Like she's like that theater kid. Not that I've done theater, but like, you know, those theater kids that are like,
oh no,
too much.
I mean, I didn't do theater. I took some classes in college where I helped out with our theater just because I wanted to experience it. And I was this shy little closeted boy who was just like all these personalities were just so big and they weren't afraid to say anything. And I was like,
yes,
to be like that, but I'm just gonna stay in my corner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like
do the production.
Now I'm like Laganja, just trying to steal the scenes.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
you're just out there.
If I'm on a show, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, no, agreed, totally. You have to be in the right mindset, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to like be able to play the game, but like respectfully. And I think that's the thing with these all-star seasons. I think they want to be in this, like, how are we all doing it this season? Let's do a respectful thing. That's like a producer's like worst nightmare. They want you to go in there and be like, no, get rid of we want drama. Like, why would you do that? And the queens are not doing that. They're like, we're going to go off of track record, which is fine. And there's like drama, but like, there's not much drama as it is watching Drag Race when it comes on the regular seasons, because these are just
if you're Naomi Smalls, you're all about creating the drama, and you will vote off that top girl,
Manila. Manila.
I mean,
that was good.
I was so mad at her, but I was like, respect, because no one else is doing anything like that.
I love that moment where they had it in the preview where Trinity was like, that was bullshit, you know that, and it was like, but she's like, I'm glad you did it and not me. Because it's true. It's true. Like Manila was like going to the top. Like Manila was definitely
she was going to win.
Yeah. Well, the same with like Jujubee. It's kind of like I wanted Jujubee to win so bad.
I mean, I love Shake. I love Shake.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the problem I have with All Stars. I love them all. I can't pick, and I'm not trying to be diplomatic.
Agreed.
I'm just like,
no, yeah.
Like, I feel like the double crowning was kind of wasted on season 4 because I think it should have been.
That's really controversial.
I think she was the better. Like, well, I mean, nothing against Trinity. I like Trinity. Yeah,
it was definitely like both of them were like this.
Yeah,
so it was like they were going there. I think it was a little bit of like a cop out, and I agree with you. I do think that Monet should have won. Just comedy wise, drag wise, like up the level. Like, I do agree. It's like, but Trinity was there, and I feel like it was so controversial because with All Stars, we've had Trixie, Chad, and Alaska, blonde and white. Like, that was what was going on. So I feel like it was kind of like, all right, let's do a double win. Not that they've not filmed double wins in the past, but I guess this time they were like, okay, they both deserve the win. But then at that point now too, it's kind of like, where is the rules going to be? Like, are we going to have like double wins? And like,
I was wondering if maybe they had it planned just in case Latrice and Manila both made it to the top. And it's like, it's like, okay, we'll let the team be like, oh, look, this season 1 team that they may not have won their season, but they come back. That's why I was kind of like wondering if that's maybe what it was saved for, because they each got $1,000. You don't just decide.
They did.
You don't. I'm sorry, I work in things like this, and you just don't decide.
Right.
What? Let's give each of them $100,000. It has to be.
I agree. Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure. And I think it was not into the following season with Shay, Cracker, and Jujubee that I was like, I wish it was like Shay was gonna win. That was it. Everyone was like, Shay deserves it. And I was on that boat. She was killing it. I love Shay. But it was like, oh my God, but I love Jujubee so much. And she just like slayed all the way through. And she was in the right mindset.
This season?
Yes, like that's what it was. And I was like, I know it's not going to happen. And I'm like, but Jujubee deserves any opportunity. So if there's anything else that comes about, like, I think she should do it. And like, I love Jujubee. And she's from Boston. And I live here now. So that's fun. Maybe I'll run into her.
I love my country queens because, you know, like Eureka, and I think Kylie is from the South.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm all for a country queen.
Yeah. The best.
Especially when when Kylie does her Southern accent, like with Dolly or something. I live for it just because, I mean, I'm a sucker for that. So, yes, it's been a good season. Like,
yeah.
Denise, this is one of the really good ones. Like, season 1,
agreed.
Rough. I think of it as its own.
Sure.
Like,
it was a test run.
Yeah, it was kind of like that first season of RuPaul where it's like, no, what? This is a whole episode. We're just going to pretend like this is the pilot. What we don't like, we'll change. So I wonder if
agreed.
Chad would have won if it would have been this way. Because I honestly
I don't think so.
Raven deserves a crown.
I know. Well, Raven is working with Rue now, so is in the production for the show, and I don't think that Raven would go back just because it's like, what's the point? Like, no, I'm not doing that.
She has an Emmy at this point, so it's like, you know, you can keep your crown. I got an Emmy,
right? And that, but yeah, Raven definitely, out of all, like, a lot of queens, I would feel like deserves like an all-star position or like something like that. But if Chad was in like a voting type of thing, I don't know. Because it's so, all these seasons are newer queens. These are queens that are like in their 20s, like from New York. Like, it's such a different scene when Chad's season was on with Sharon Needles. Even then it was you could see the turning point of like, oh, drag is like Sharon Needles and Jinx, and there's like Kooky and like all of this. So like, and that's why All Stars happened, because it was kind of like, we need to give Chad a win because like Chad deserves it, because Chad's an icon and like knows how to do Cher, and like, it's just such a professional, well-rounded queen. But it was like, there was a lot of heavy hitters in that season, so it was like it was rough. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would like to say that someone would vote her out and be like, all right,
bye, girl.
Because like, these challengers are crazy too. Like, can you imagine Chad Michaels in like these kooky like challenges? Like, I don't know. She's probably happy that like I won during that like kooky season.
This season.
And I'll stay there in the Hall of Fame and like I'll pop in every once in a while.
I agree. Okay. I mean, but it's,
oh my God.
I'm just like ready for this game within a game. Like,
I know. Whenever it happens.
I need some more drama.
Maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't. Like that season 2 mirror reveal where
that was good.
I need some more of that. Like, I didn't like that season, made me like Roxy, because I didn't like Roxy during her season because I thought she was just, it's like so mean to Jinx.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, I love Roxy now, thanks to All Stars 2. But yeah, I feel like they depend too much on redemptions. Like when they're like, if they're the third season, they're like, oh my gosh, I was just this rude bitch. Let me change that in season 2. I feel like just it affects how they play. Because I think that's what's wrong with Pandora. She was shy during her season.
Yeah.
And they were always like, come on, come out of your box, Pandora. Come out of your box.
Right.
And then this season, I was like, I could feel it because on social media, she's very just.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess we can all be perceived differently on social media.
No, and I agree with that. I just maybe she was intimidated. I mean, there's a lot of great queens in this season, so maybe she does feel a little bit like out of her element.
Mm-hmm.
But she did well, and I'm glad that she stayed as long as she did. And I felt like they were going to keep her till Snatch Game. Like that was the point, because like that was the whole thing of her doing Carol Channing, and she did Carol Channing for the Super Bowl thing. And then I was like, well, she's definitely going to last till Snatch Game. And like, they want to see how she's going to do because she could kill it. And then when she didn't, I was like, they're going to they're going to eliminate her because like, but she's great. She's in it. She's doing so well. So sell your merch, girl.
I know. I need some.
Everyone has merch. Yeah,
it's my dream to have my own merch. On my podcast, I'm like, oh my gosh, we should make this into a t-shirt. We should have merch. I'm like, we really don't have enough followers.
Do you want bumper stickers?
I want something. I'm like Sharpay Evans. I want it all.
Oh, for me,
names and the lights.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I definitely would get a bumper sticker, and a shirt. I would get a shirt. A mug. I love a mug. You could do mugs.
It's as we grow, it's in the works.
I love it. I love the passion. You need it.
I've only been doing this since May, and we've been pushing out a lot of stuff for such
you have. Yeah, you have. No, but it's good. And you know what? It keeps you in such a great mindset. Oh, yes. And you're driven. You're like, for example, like I'm writing a lot now. Like I made an Instagram and I'm doing just little like writing things. Like, cause I've always loved to write. I majored in journalism in community college and didn't finish. Yeah. But I still went.
You majored in journalism? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, and then it was kind of like, oh, but like, what are we doing? Like, I don't have a job in that. Like, so, but I'm like, I love to write. Like, I have so many thoughts and stuff. So I started this Instagram and it's just stuff that just comes in my mind. Like, and I write stuff. And it's like the podcast is the same thing. I'm passionate about that too. And it's like, it keeps your like kind of routine going, your life going. And it gives you kind of purpose. Like, you're like, this is something I want this to be something. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I love that.
My co-host Tommy, we're always messaging each other like, okay, I know we filmed 3 days ago, but it feels like we haven't filmed in forever. Like we miss just chatting and just talking about all this stuff that we love or just our opinions. It's fun.
Yeah. And there's a lot of opinions. You have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of opinions.
I can talk about it. I can talk forever and ever. So let me just put it, if no one wants to, then no, it's fine. I'm still going to keep on doing it.
Yeah. No, and I love that. And people will listen and that's the thing. Like people relate to like crazy things or just like random things. Like All Stars is such a big thing because a lot of people watch Drag Race. Or if you don't, of the queens on there or, whatever. And it's like, it's good to know like, oh, someone else has that opinion too, that like, oh, I'm not the only one. I'm not like a bitch or like whatever. It's like, no, like, okay, they agree too. Like, I'm not alone in that. And that's why there's Twitter, because everyone's just ranting and raving on Twitter.
I love Fifi O'Hara, but I know a lot of people don't. But I also know how kind of, as a journalism major, how we are, that's filming. I know it's not the same thing, but you also kind of produce stuff. So they were like, ooh, we have this villain. Let's up the game with her. So, and I do believe some of that. I mean, she did say those things, of course, but she also, if you put things a certain way, it can look.
No, and I agree with you. No, and I agree with you, but also I think it really is, you have to be in the right mindset when you're going on reality television. And even when you're not, and you go back for an All Stars or something, you think, I know what's going on. but it is kind of, you have to be in the right like mental state. Like, and all these queens have their own journey. And I think, excuse me, a lot of the fans get so wrapped up in these queens and like have that one mindset, and they're human beings and they're like leading their own lives. And that's not just, oh, Fifi's always going to be the villain. Fifi's doing her own thing. Aja's doing their own thing. Like, it's just like, there's life after Drag Race. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, oh, the Snatch Game and like that challenge. Like, and that's the difference of really going on these shows and leaving it and making your mark and doing your own thing. But it's like now with social media, like as it's been going on for years and years, everyone's so in everyone's business, and like it's everyone knows what all these queens are doing and and there is that fine line where it's like everyone's always watching and you can't say anything because then it gets blown up and it's like this whole thing. And that's not how Drag Race was with Bianca season and past that. And like it wasn't like that. It was just like we were doing a show and it was fun. I think the real shift was when VH1 took over. They got that big money, the production. And then with Valentina, that was like the big drama with social media of like it exploded of the bullying and everyone was backing up Valentina. And it was like this weird thing where Valentina wasn't like saying anything. And the drag queens were kind of like, why are you not saying anything? Like people are going after us and sending death threats and da-da-da. And people were getting so invested. And it's like people still get like that. Like even with Silky, people like attack her and it's like ridiculous. Like it's just so stupid. Like
I'm not a big
human beings.
I'm not a big Silky fan, but I'm not going online or anything be like,
it's so stupid. It's dumb. It's a waste. Who's doing that? People that are like just negative people and they're kids and like people are just like, you're just saying all these cruel things and like they see it and it's like enough is enough. And it's like, you know, I always think in my head, like if it's going to go too far one day and like Drag Race will be over, they're going to end it and be like, we're not doing it anymore because like the fans go nuts.
Some people get upset that we have so many seasons, like a seat, like boom.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, would you rather not have it? So I'm like, I'm very much like, no, what? I'm just going to take, because it's good representation.
Yeah.
I love the different types of people we get to meet and see, the stories we hear. And it's really one of the only show. I mean, it's went mainstream. Like, I mean, it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So it's got that to mainstream. So even if you don't watch it, you know about RuPaul's Drag Race or RuPaul, you know.
Right.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy the extra. Sometimes I do think it lacks quality as we're pushing.
Right.
You know, but every once in a while you get like some of those, like, why did I go blank on her name?
Because there's too many queens. There's too many seasons.
So,
she's in this season?
She just won last season, and I'm blanking on her name. Actually from Conway.
Oh, Simone.
I was thinking something like
Simone. Hello.
I know, she's from the town I live in.
Girl, how can you forget? No, Simone.
I know. Whew.
Yeah, iconic winner.
You get. It's so great to see like find those types of people on these shows and that.
Right. Right.
If we didn't have Drag Race, we wouldn't find that.
Simone was so good in that season. So it was really, that was like my prediction. I think it was like Simone's in the top. The only other queen that I was like, ooh, it was Gottmik. It's Gottmik or Gottmik.
Mm-hmm. It's Gottmik.
It's Gottmik, right?
Love
I got so
her.
confused because Trixie would always say Gottmik in the pit stop, and I was like, it's Gottmik. So Gottmik, and I was like, I don't know about this one. I was like, talk about double winners. I was like, that I could be like, I can get behind this one. So when Simone won, I was like, okay, like I kind of knew that. But Gottmik, I don't know if they're trying to get them to be on All Stars like next season. Like that would be great. But yeah, Simone's iconic. I mean, the lip syncs were great. The finale was great. The reunion, all of
That
that.
song "Lucky," I play it all the time. The song they did in the finale, that final episode. I can't help it. I love it. I'll put it on in the car. I'm like, if anyone else is in the car, I'm like, here's John's favorite song.
Oh my God. John's like, no, enough. You can't hear it anymore.
Yeah, he's just not really big into drag or anything, and that's fine. Everyone, each their own.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay. Yeah. No, I feel the same way. That season, though, it's Simone's season, was really long to me. It dragged out really long. It was 4 months.
I take that up to maybe they're like, okay, these queens are COVID tested. We're good.
Yeah.
We'll extend it a little bit so that
sure,
we don't, nothing gets cut short because of COVID or anything like that. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
That was what kind of happened.
Yeah. It seemed exhausting by the end. Like, I was like,
it's like,
can we just crown a winner? Like, it really was. And then we have All Stars, where I feel like it flies by because it's just like it just goes. And do you watch any of the spin-off seasons, like other countries?
I've watched the UK. I haven't invested in World of Wonder Plus or whatever it is yet. I need to, because
you should. I
loved that first season of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Yeah,
it reminded me of pre-season 5, like seasons.
Yeah.
2 through 4.
That's the thing. That's what the seasons are like, and that's why they're so good. You need to get WoW Presents Plus. You need to watch series 2 of UK because it was even better than the first one.
Was it? Okay.
And then they're putting out 3 soon.
I enjoyed
that.
Canada's Drag Race too. I thought that
incredible. It was great.
I'm really sad Stacey's not coming back. People are really into what's his
too. Jeffrey Boyer Chapman.
To him, like some of his comments.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't that mean. He was just trying to. I mean, yeah, come on.
It was there was borderline mean, but it was like, I think the fans were kind of like, who do you think you are? Like, coming on this show, like acting the way. So like, but there was little moments of just like comments that were like just not needed.
True. I think he was trying to be the Michelle.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I think because I like when he come on Drag Race, I like him.
Yeah,
But I was like, you trying to be the Michelle, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I agree. And Stacey was great, and I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn's coming back.
Stacey's not coming back though, and I'm so disappointed. I know. The only thing I didn't really care about Canada's Drag Race was I don't know how I felt about the host, like the different host. Like,
yeah, they need to fix that. They need to fix that.
I wanted to be Brooklyn. I feel like
agreed. That was messy. I hope that gets fixed. And I don't know if Ru's like, if Ru came back, that would be great. If Brooklyn is just the host, just make Brooklyn the host. Like, just do that. Yeah, the weird, like, every special guest was, like, doing that. I was like, this is weird and stupid.
Because sometimes they want, not everyone is really, like, that's not their forte. It's just,
and it's weird.
I mean, it's even when I do this, I'm like, ooh, But some of them were just kind of like, ooh, like, awkward.
Yeah, it was cringe. It was so cringe.
Like, pregnant pause, like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was weird.
They were, it was just a little awkward. So, but
you need to watch Holland.
I've seen some clips and it looks really good.
It's so good.
I'm gonna watch Down Under too.
You can skip that one. That season was not good.
Okay.
It wasn't good. I'm sorry. And I had really high hopes because we just came off of, did UK just end? Yeah. And I think they were bringing on Down Under. It just like, I don't know if it was the queens. I don't know if it was the challenges. It just like wasn't there for me. Canada was great. Holland was great. They just started a new season. So I watched that today. Incredible queens. Like this, it's just like they have a budget and it's like these queens are remarkable. Like the first season of Holland was great. I watched Spain. Spain was really great. There was a lot of talented queens in Spain. And then I watched Thailand when that was on like YouTube, and I guess they brought it over to WoW Presents. Thailand was interesting too. But I try to watch them because that's an interest for me. Like, I love that. I love seeing creative minds, like the challenges. And I'm a fan of drag and Drag Race because I think they're different. It's two different things. You know, you have to understand that. But yeah, you should definitely I think it's worth it. And there's so much content on Wow Presents Plus with Trixie and Katya and Toot and Boo and all that. Like, there's so much stuff I kind of watch, and I think it's like $4.99 a month.
I think I could try it. Yeah.
Yeah, try it.
So, have you ever done drag? You said you haven't. I want to. Every time they do a makeover challenge, I want to be one of the ones they make over.
You should do like a tutorial, like watch like a Trixie tutorial and just do it and record it.
I would not, like, I have tried to do eye makeup before, and I'm like, how do they do, like, it's an art.
It's such an art.
Because I'm like,
it's such an art.
It looks nothing like what they just did.
I know. It's incredible.
I always look like a little kid who has played in mom or sister's makeup.
Yeah. It's just like color, and your eyes are too dark, and you have like a red lip, and it's like nothing.
I look like that Lady Gaga pop thing.
Oh yeah, for applause. Yeah. You live for the applause.
So, I've tried it, but it didn't work.
Oh my God. Yeah. I always like watching Drag Race. I'm always like, I could do this. It would be such a fun show for me to be on. But it's just like, so much hard work.
And expensive.
Like, there's so much.
Like, oh my God. Like, makeup is not cheap. And you have to
start somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh my God. You can make it work. I mean, we've definitely seen queens on here that have done drag in a short time, that have like killed it. Might not have the biggest budget, but still like make things work. And then we've seen the opposite, where you can tell that they've only done drag for a few months or whatever. Or if they don't have a budget, it just looks cheap and not good. Like, you have to be a stylist. You have to know your face. You have to do wigs. Like, you have to really go into it, be like, I'm fully dedicated. Like, and this is what I'm doing. Because and I think maybe kids nowadays maybe just feel like it's easy just to like, I'm going to start doing makeup, and like, it may work, it might not, but you have to have a personality too and be funny. And then do it.
I don't know that I'm funny. I don't have that Bianca wit. I can't just be like joke.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like bounce off people. That's why I will never be able to do a podcast on my own. Just me talking to no one, because it's difficult. I have to have someone to banter with. I love.
Sure. That's more fun though too, because when it's like you're just talking, and kudos to people on YouTube that have like their own channel and like, but I can never kind of like see myself just like staring at a screen the whole time and just like talking to the screen. And like, it's, I don't know. Like I did videos back before YouTube was big. Like, I was always with my camera. I would edit stuff, like send it to my friends. And now I look back and I'm like, I could have like made a profession out of it and like used YouTube. But now I look back and I'm like, even then it was like a lot of work. I was like, I don't know. Like I'm not dedicated like that of being like, I need to be a big, huge personality, but people make it work, and that's good for them.
Yeah, this has been a lot of work, especially doing 3. Tommy and I have our Queers and Soaps, and John was like, "Oh, we should do something," and we like to travel.
Wait, John had that idea? I'm shocked.
It was John's idea. I know a lot.
Oh my God!
I came up with the name, but it was his idea too. He's like, "We should do something." I was like, "What if we do a travel podcast?" Or we're actually going to try to do. He cooks a lot. We're going to try to maybe do some kind of cooking thing. I mean, because I don't cook.
You know what? Love it. Do you bake? Do you like to bake?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's weird that I do all this like stuff that takes lots of time and preparation.
Yeah.
But standing over a stove, stirring something, you have to stir for 20 minutes straight. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm done.
After 10 minutes, I'm out. I'm like done.
I desperately want, like, I'd love to have a cooking show. Like, I feel like I saw Paris the trailer for her cooking show.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
it's me.
I have to watch that.
It's like, I can get behind that.
You know, it's a funny cooking show. Amy Schumer has a cooking show with her husband on Discovery Plus, another app. It's like ridiculous. But he's a cook and she's not. And she's just like making drinks and like cracking jokes. And it's like really funny banter. Okay. It's a fun watch, but that sounds like kind of you guys. Like you're just making drinks and cracking jokes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Corey. And where can you find your writing? You said you have your writing on your Instagram. What is that?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me look it up because I have to look at it. Hold on. Okay, so my Instagram is hisfeelings_X. And that's just like where my writing is and stuff. So yeah, you can follow me there.
Yeah. So
and my personal is in there too. So
and I've read some of your writings. Very good, really good. And I'm not just saying that. I don't give fake compliments. I don't think that's benefits anybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And I will see everyone next time. Bye.